Welcome everyone to Weekly News and DW with major tidbits, and the topic for this video is buzzer beater na impeachment laban kay Duterte. Buzzer beater! Huling araw na. Umabot pa for the suspense ang nalalabing impeachment complaint laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Mahigit 240 representatives sa mga distrito at party list ang pumirma at nag-endorso sa ika-4 at pinakamalaking impeachment complaint laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. More than 78% o arguably supermajority. Nadagdagan pa nga ng 24 signatures after that day matapos i-file yung 215 original na pirma. Bakit ba napakahalaga na marami ang pumirma sa impeachment complaint? Bakit mahalaga na more than 1/3 ng House of Representatives ang pumirma sa articles of impeachment complaint lodged against Duterte? Well, kasi 102 is actually the only signatures needed to expedite the process at hindi na kailangan dumaan pa sa komite at tumagal ang nasabing impeachment complaint para hindi mapanis. You can learn more about who actually signed the petition by going to Ian Islander 3's account kung saan pwede nyong makita ang interactive map na nagpapakita ng mga pumirma sa petisyon ng mga impeachment, and it's fun. And again, I was actually going to make one for this video pero alam kong malamang sa malamang maunahan niya ako sa paggawa, and lo and behold, gagawa pa lang ako, meron na agad siya. So drop a follow sa kanyang Twitter account for more fun Filipino electoral maps. Now this comes at a particularly worrying time considering, as you can see from the calendar session of the third regular session ng Kongreso, adjourn na ang session ng Kongreso from February 8, though apparently February 5 na, to June 2nd to, aside from regular breaks, ay to probably give way sa re-election campaign ng lahat ng miyembro ng House of Representatives at kalahati ng Senado. Baka mapanis at mawalan ng gana, diba? Kasi again, tatagal pa ng 4 na buwan. June 2 ang huli, or June 2 ang balik nila sa Senado. Tapos yung ilang mga Senate judges doon, malamang wala na. Yung kalahati nun, malamang sa malamang, at least half of those na mawawala or half of those na mag-e-elect sa Senado ay mawawala. Tumagal kung ikukumpara sa inaasahan itong impeachment complaint na ito, at in all realities, akala ko dead on the water na itong usapang impeachment dahil miniliit ni Marcos si Sara by saying, in the grand scheme of things, she is unimportant noong November sa isang leaked text message.
Social media yesterday saying that Vice President Sara Duterte, larger scheme of things, is unimportant, so don't file an impeachment complaint. Sabi galing daw po sa inyo yon. Can you confirm that, sir? Was there an effort on your part to stop the filing of impeachment?
Well, it was actually private communication, but nalik na, yes. Because that's really my opinion. This is not important. This does not make any difference to even one single Filipino life. So why waste time on it? What will happen if somebody files an impeachment? It will tie down the House, it will tie down the Senate. It will just take up all that, and for not, for what? For nothing.
Something seconded by the Iglesia ni Cristo sect kung saan nag-organisa pa nga sila ng rally for peace. I saw a lot of videos of reporters asking the House Secretary General why he hasn't transmitted yung mga complaints sa mga progresibong grupo laban kay Duterte for impeachment, to which he has his ears apparently on the ground, alluding to over 1/3 ng tao sa Kongreso na impeachment complaint from the majority bloc. So inantay niya ng inantay yun hanggang sa inabot ng last day.
Hindi naman kasi nga anytime 1/3 of the members can endorse it, can sign a complaint in my presence, and then diretso yun sa Senate. Hindi na dadaan sa Committee on Justice.
Now, ayon sa articles of impeachment galing sa House of Representatives, from district representatives to party list representatives, which was promptly transmitted to the Senate, may 6 silang dahilan ayon kay House Secretary General Reginald Velasco. Number 1, conspiracy to assassinate President Marcos, First Lady, and Speaker Romualdez.
Huwag kang mag-alala, ma'am, sa security ko. Kasi may kinausap na ako na tao. Sinabi ko sa kanya, kapag pinatay ako, patayin mo si BBM, si Lisa Araneta, at si Martin Romualdez. No joke. No joke. Nagbilin na ako, ma'am. Pag namatay ako, sabi ko, huwag ka tumigil hanggang hindi mo mapatay sila. And then he said yes.
Number 2, we have the malversation of 612.5 million in confidential funds. I mean, remember Mary Grace Piatos? Number 3, bribery and corruption in DepEd patungkol sa pag-receive ng mga opisyal ng DepEd of lump sums sa ilang envelope, each na naglalaman ng libo-libong salapi. Number 4, we have the unexplained wealth and failure to disclose assets. Number 5, we have the involvement in extrajudicial killings with Arturo Las Cañas implicating the Duterte family for Davao drug killing using the Davao Death Squad.
Siya nga pasimuno nitong Oplan Tokhang Nung nakaupo siya as mayor noong 2012, inappoint niya si Bato de la Rosa as Chief of Police ng Davao City. Sinabi sa akin ni Bato de la Rosa na nag-craft sila ng panibago ngayong extrajudicial killing na campaign against illegal drug, in which is Tok-Tok Hangyo, meaning Tokhang, mga target personalities illegal drug, labi na mga, lalo pa ang mga gumagamit ng shabu at saka nagbibinta. Sabi niya, kinapa ninyo, ilubong ninyo ang target para ang kaso missing person lang.
At ang panghuli, the more general one being the destabilization, insurrection, and public disorder. I mean, if Trump can get away with it, the destabilization, the freaking incitement of riot and insurrection, why can't Sara? And she didn't even go as far as Trump did. Pinangungunahan ni Ferdinand Marcos III, the senior Deputy House Majority Leader at anak ni President Ferdinand Marcos II, ang paglikom ng perma seemingly disobeying his father's wishes of letting Duterte slide. The funny thing here is, siya yung nangunang pumirma at yung pinsan ng tatay naman niya ang huli. Which is also one of the people na direktang naapektuhan ng isa sa mga article of impeachment, particularly number 1, the conspiracy to assassinate Speaker Romualdez.
Well, katulad po sa sinabi ng ating Pangulo ay nung nagpirmahan na sa impeachment complaint ay tinanong ko siya kung ano bang advice niya. And tama naman yung sinabi niya. He said, do your duty as a congressman and uphold your oath to the Constitution that you swore to protect. And it's my constitutional duty to go through the impeachment process as an elected representative. Now, as to why I was the first one to sign, alangan naman kung sasabihin ng tao na gusto nilang huhukayin yung lolo mo at itapon yung katawan sa West Philippine Sea. Sasabihin niya gusto niyang patayin ang Pangulo at ang First Lady na ang aking magulang at gusto niyang patayin ang Speaker. Ba't naman nagugulat ang tao na pipirma ako dyan? You know, these are statements that can't be taken lightly, especially from someone with such a high position.
This is actually also sudden dahil biglaan ko na lang rin nalaman na initially may 153 signatories na ang article of impeachment nung hapon lang. Kakagising ko lang noon galing sa 30 minutong siesta at kakalaro ko lang ng badminton at Block 123. Na rin ang 11 representative prosecutors ng impeachment proceedings na magaganap. Sila ay sina Representatives Acop, Acharon, Bongalon, Chua, Defensor, Flores, Gutierrez, Libanan, Luistro, Panaligan at Zamora. I mean, what if may matalo sa kanila? Ang video clip na ito ay galing sa aking series na News and Worthy Recap. Check the entire video for the complete weekly news recap and subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date sa mga local at global news na I'll make sure would be interesting to you particularly. Di ko alam yung name mo pero you should subscribe. You... Muhammad Smith? I don't fucking know. John Smith? Salamat sa manunod mga kabayan. For me, like, subscribe, follow my links in socials and over. Choose that would be linked down below. Sa susunod muli, of course, paalam.